So we're going to have two public hearings tonight, so that will be our first item after our moment of silence and before public comment. The first hearing is on the methadone ordinance, and the second hearing is on the sign ordinance. And so, Kathy, I understand that there might be some changes from what was reported at a committee on the methadone?
Right, there's some new amendments, but we're not ready, so we're going to hold it, has to go back to committee.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
so will there have to be a public hearing on the new amendments?
No,
There won't be?
no.
'Cause I don't want to do this
There probably should be,
on the new amendments.
I
but
don't,
not tonight, I don't think,
So my point
I'm
is,
wondering if we should hold off on public hearing until we've got a more updated ordinance.
because if
you
we're
don't,
gonna-
I mean, the only question is the distance, as I understand it, 500 feet versus 1,000 feet. I don't think, you're only required to have a public.
Well, it drastically changes the areas where
They can be.
dispensaries can be allowed by changing it from 1,500. The map was sent out a little earlier, but when was it sent out? Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it has to-
I don't,
My concern is that people have come.
Yeah.
Do want to
They
speak.
what?
They can do that in public comment.
quiet, folks, one at a time.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
Yes, we ought to let them speak, but we also ought to make it clear that this is
Well,
going
they can
back.
speak during the regular comment.
Comment, public
as
comment
well.
period. That's right.
So I don't think that's a,
Well, I think, but our public comment period has a limit on it. I don't even know if we have any speakers for this or not.
will
But
have
in
a
any
couple.
event, holding
I
the
got
public
emails.
hearing tonight satisfies the requirement. It's not, a public hearing is meant to get in public input, and so something can change based on a public hearing, and it can go back through the committee, and then you can report it out. You're not talking about a drastic change, so Marissa, I don't think you would need to do a second public hearing.
no, it is a drastic change because if you looked at the map, then you would see that.
The change has an impact, yeah, but it's not,
Now, when you say an impact, but Kathy, what do you mean? Like,
So-
is it going to widen the amount of places it can
Big
be?
change.
Where it would be allowed. I think people would want to.
so you think
Come
we need
in.
to have a second public
I
hearing?
agree. I know what she's saying. Because the area grows, so more people going to want to be like, wait a minute now. But I agree with her.
Sounds like a substantive change to me.
Okay,
without
okay,
having read
okay.
it.
So since the hearing is already scheduled, we'll do the public hearing, get the comment, because there might be other aspects they want to comment on. It'll go back to committee. You'll consider the amendment, report it back out. We'll have a second public hearing based on the revised one.
Okay.
Okay.
So to date, this actually technically has not been amended because it was going to be amended tonight, although the public hearing notice was for the amended version, and that's the one that was posted online for public review.
So we
Okay.
need to amend it tonight.
I would say hold it, the amendment, and if you're going to amend it again in committee, we'll do everything at once.
All right.
All right? So we'll do that. The second public hearing was on the sign ordinance, and barring any controversy on that, I think, Judy, your intention was to move that for passage,
Yes.
correct? And that went through the whole process. Okay.
There were a couple technical changes that Jared took care of over the last 2 weeks that were as a result of the discussion in the committee. Mostly footnote renumbering and just adding in something about signage.
So does the version that we have that's been posted, is that the version that the public hearing is on? Or there were revisions since you made the last amendment?
Well, the final version, I finalized it today because there was,
That means it needs another amendment.
yeah. Now, we discussed this.
Because you amended it at the last meeting, or
was just
prior
a
to the
note.
public hearing.
Yeah, the only amendments that we made are changing of numbers,
Yeah, it's
essentially.
very minor.
So she had something labeled as 1A, and
Okay.
they had
All right,
asked
there might-
us
But it
to
is
put
an
to-
amendment, so you would, before you move to pass tonight, you have to move to amend.
Okay.
Because even a
tweak.
tweak is an amendment.
Somebody remind me if I don't do that.
Okay?
Will do. I got you, Judy.
All right. Then after the public hearings, then we will move on to the public comment period. And the minutes of the previous meeting, which were January 7, everyone is okay with those. On the local laws held, item 1 is a hold. Item 2 by Mr. Hoey is a pass as amended. That's the local law regarding posting of minutes, etc. And remember, that was amended at our last meeting, so this is the amended version, and everyone has the amended version. So that will be a pass for tonight. This then requires a public hearing before the mayor, as a local law, before it goes into effect. On the ordinances introduced, 62119 is the one regarding the adjudication process in DGS. This is going to be an introduction by Mr. O'Brien, but it's going to be a referral to the law committee. And then there is the 1MC, which was handed out last week that I had, which related to snow emergency parking rules. So I'm going to request, of course that is timely, I'm going to request a majority consent to add that to the agenda. And that would be number 7/21/19. That was handed out last week. Did anybody not, or have any questions on that, or?
Do you have a copy of it?
Yeah, I probably have it.
Is this, so
What?
this is being added and introduced, and we're passing it at the same time?
No. No, it's going to go to, this will also be referral to the law committee.
Oh,
So I only have the one copy right now, which will get copied before I go, but this is the one, the key part is that creates an hour window for people to move their car on a second day. Yeah, it was handed out last week. Yeah. Wait, was that? Oh, do we have copies of that?
Michelle might have handed that out.
This was on my desk in there.
You know what? It's on your desk. It's on the desk
and
inside.
This sign's on there.
There are a couple of things, a couple of things on your desk inside. This one's on there.
What was the number again?
It will be 7/21/19. And that will go to the law committee.
This is kind of what we do with crossover nights.
It is, but there's no standard within the snow emergency rules. But we can have further discussion on it. On the ordinances held, so number 1, item 1, methadone, we're going to have the hearing, but that's going to be a hold. Item number 4 is the sign ordinance, that's 39/111/18 by Councilmember Doche. That's a pass with amendment. And item number 10, also by Councilmember Doche. This is the bond ordinance related to renovation of city buildings. This is for the roof at Engine 9, the firehouse on Delaware Avenue, which came out of the Finance Committee with a positive recommendation. So we do need 10 votes for that. Is there any negative votes on that? Everyone
Number
for
10.
it? Okay. Any questions on that? Otherwise, that will be a pass. And I just want to note on items 8 and 9, we do have those are 2 zoning ordinances also. We have the public hearings for those are scheduled for February 21st. And the planning committee actually is meeting on both of those this week,
what day?
like tomorrow.
We are?
I have a planning committee, no, not tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Sorry,
Wednesday.
Wednesday. February 6th, there's a planning committee meeting scheduled for those 2.
Oh, yeah. Did that wind up in our Google calendar?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 2/6.
Okay, any questions on the ordinances? If not,
I'm horrible with technology, I know. It's not, it's on me.
And then on the resolutions, they are all holds, with the exception of number 4 by Mr. O'Brien, which is the multi-hazard mitigation plan. That will be a pass. We had the presentation on that last week. I think that's all I have for the agenda. Were there any other questions on the agenda? No? One thing I just want to also note, remember our next meeting is going to be on a Thursday, but our caucus next week on the 13th, there'll be some folks from SUNY Albany here to talk about what they're doing with the downtown campus. All right, they're going to do some kind of presentation with Q&A on that. We'll do our agenda review first, and then we'll move to that, but I just want to make sure people are aware that we'll have some guests that night. Anything else?
Superintendent?
Ask
A lot of stuff.
Is downtown
Downtown?
No, that's going to have SUNY the
campus
13th.
considered midtown?
What?
That was already put in place.
Come on, Richard.
Downtown SUNY campus considered the midtown.
How long soon you gonna be?
Where the midtown's
Can they,
all-
if we have,
Midtown, downtown.
Let's not do both. Yeah, education.
So that's downtown. That might be midtown.
okay, I told you,
Did you give them dates?
I gave her some dates, I never heard back from her. She never responded. Of course.
It's a big box.
I did give her some dates.
They can't do the 13th, then we'll stay with it for next year.
So the other possibility, the school superintendent's been wanting to come in. We might try and do both that night, so
Yeah, let's do a marathon, get everything
Just
out.
to-
Yeah, health, education.
make an education night higher,
Education
lower,
night.
whatever. Okay, so we might have both, depending on availability. Anything else we need?
And then our meeting is the following,
So our meeting for the following week, because President's Day is on the Monday, the 18th,
also we're going to meet on.
so our meeting will be on Thursday, the 21st.
So, the superintendent, what date? Is it 13th?
It's possible the 13th.
The caucus is the 13th. We do have SUNY and the possibility of the school superintendent.
Sounds good.
I think that it just so happens.
I can't hear with these guys talking.
But I think that there will be quite a few members, that's the night of the Pine Hill.
Yes, I was just looking on my phone.
Association that they asked all of the members to come.
Who asked all the members to come
It's
where?
like
The
50
21st.
of us.
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Yeah.
And who's going to be at the, what's that?
So we won't have a
What's the big
quorum?
deal at Pine Hills that night?
They do it every
They
year.
do it every year.
Oh, okay.
And so it was.
I live in Pine Hills, I ain't get Pine.
You want a member from there?
No, you're not paying, dues paying member.
Oh, so I gotta pay dues to get it,
Pay
to
like
get
$5 or
invited?
something.
They want to ask you your
$5-10
agenda for the year, so you could be there.
What time is that? That's, 7 o'clock?
I never got a notice to be a member.
So
Oh, they need money, they'll take it.
Okay.
it might not be a good night.
So they want to spend a good night. Okay.
Priority.
Well, they didn't answer.
Just so you're aware,
Yeah.
because I believe that there's 6, is there?
I'm going to the neighborhood
There's
association.
3, yeah, you've got quite a few of us. At least 5.
And the 13th,
Some are
that's
half
the,
hour.
and the
There's no
13th,
bonds that night.
wait, and the 13th, that's the same night Reverend Barber's gonna be at SUNY.
No, the
Talking about
21st.
Is it 21st?
You're
Well, I got
talking about the
13th.
21st.
Council meeting.
Oh, you're talking
We're
about the
here on the
21st?
I'm talking about the 3rd.
7 o'clock.
Okay, what's going on the 21st?
The 21st is our council meeting,
That's the
first of
council,
all.
we're talking about caucus.
Gotcha. Washington's birthday is on Monday.
We're talking about the caucus.
Washington's birthday is on the 22nd.
Second.
I'm not gonna skip a council meeting for
Neighborhood association.
for neighborhood.
No,
They
neighbor,
celebrated
it's
it.
the 13th is the neighbor association.
Washington's birthday observed.
But
Any day that you want.
Jamal's birthday is,
That's right.
and mine's the 26th. Remember last year we did
That's
birthday
right.
cake?
We're-
And I'm the 12th.
On the 12th. At a, because they're the finance committee.
Folks, is this all on the agenda?
Richard, you started it.
Miscellaneous.
So the 13th might not be a good night to have,
Anybody.
No, it's the
21st.
It's the 21st.
No, he
we're
wants them to
talking
come
about the caucus. We already, I mean, this is one of the dates that SUNY gave me, wanting to come on the 13th, and it's to talk about the downtown campus,
Yes.
which, you know,
And why would
impacts.
that be bad then? What's,
Well, that might be okay. I mean, I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're talking about
The question is putting another presentation from the superintendent on that same night, which might, you know, push it out. Plus, I don't know what's on the agenda at this point, and what might be on, so how lengthy that might be. So that's why I'm, you know, it might not be a good night to have a late night caucus.
What they say on the 21st?
We're trying to accommodate the 6 members who are going to the
Neighborhood
association.
That's on the 21st.
That's on the 21st.
It's the 21st.
Yeah.
Oh, not the 13th.
The 13th.
I thought it was 13th.
Wait, hold on again, I'm sorry.
So the Pine Hills meeting is on the 21st.
Yeah, not the 13th. So
Not the
where's
13th.
So then,
I didn't agree to go to that.
Well, Jenny, if the Pine Hills meeting is on the 21st,
Yes,
that is the council meeting night.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
They're not gonna
I'm
come.
letting you know that it was something that,
Well, we should let
Yeah,
them
but
know
they,
that
they
pick
should
them
not be
night.
holding
yeah,
that,
Nice.
unless they
I thought it
expect
was
you to
the
skip the
13th.
meeting, the council meeting.
In their defense, I'm sure they didn't know that we had a
Right,
council
no,
meeting.
it doesn't always bounce that way, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
you know,
Okay.
our calendar is not out.
They have it
Our
every,
council's out and it's not out there.
they have it every third Thursday of the
Right,
month.
right.
So it falls on the third Thursday.
Yeah, like I have a neighborhood meeting, sometimes it falls on one of those dates, and I come here instead
I
of there.
did commit that I was going to attend that. I did email them, let them know.
All right.
I mean, you can keep busy
come
while
late.
we're here. By the time we get over here, we
I
don't
may
have a
just
problem.
come, yeah, because it starts at six,
I
it
get
starts
that.
at
I have to leave at
6:30.
6:30, but that's not.
Theirs starts at 6:30?
Doesn't it start at 6:30?
No, 7
7
o'clock.
o'clock? Then which one starts at 6:30? West Hill starts at 6:30. 7 o'clock.
All right,
I think, I mean.
okay,
Virginia
quiet,
can
folks, we
line
need to
up
go inside.
somebody
Is there
else
anything
to
else
come.
that we
You
have to
guys
talk
can-
about, Jenny?
She wanted to do it in March. I just happened to say my daughter's due that date, so.
So actually, this came from Jamel. He posted that he was reading what looked like a really incredible book on Facebook. And DJ, who's not here, was like, oh, I'm reading that too. And I said, wow, that looks great. I think I'll read it. And so I mentioned to the two of them that maybe we should just float it out to other council members and maybe we can do some sort of informal book over. Yeah, like a book club. So the name of the book is...
All these bonds are
I do.
It's made a like create a...
I think it is, 1989.
It's called How to Build a City.
All right, I haven't read a book since 88.
What's the name of it? How to Kill a
How
City.
to kill.
How to Kill a City. It deals, I think, with urban gentrification issues and stuff.
It's all cyclical, people. I mean, if you study history, it's all cyclical. This has nothing to do